the choreographer of Ghoomar dance. Like, obviously, I replied as soon as possible. And then we learned online because
less is better. Instead of doing this, what looks elegant is like.
Welcome to the Unexpected Heroes podcast that sheds light on interesting people around the world. So today, we have a very special and personally very important guest.
Oh, amazing. That must be an interesting person.
Yes, she's my host mother
Amazing.
in Mumbai, as well as very amazing choreographer.
I think she's a very famous person.
Yes. Are you ready?
I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Let's
go.
Start. So today we have a special guest, Jyothi D Tommaar ji. She is my host mother as well as the choreographer of Ghoomar from movie Padmavat. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you so much. And you look very beautiful in sari.
Thank you.
I noticed you have a big
Look at this
ring.
big ring.
This ring is known as RC,
Okay.
which means mirror.
Wow.
So in olden days, people would wear this, so no need to carry a
mirror.
So anytime, anything, you just look into it and you can do the touch-up.
Amazing.
We can keep looking fabulous.
Yes.
Every moment of your life.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful.
And I've heard that, when the bride would get married, so it was very important for her to wear it. Because in some places, somebody told me this. So instead of wearing it, usually people wear it on thumb. So it is more convenient. So now she has such a long, she has covered her face, and even the groom is wearing those strings, and sehra it is known as. So now she has not seen him. So the best is just to adjust your mirror and
check him out.
so this is also people have like different stories.
Very nice.
People have
very
to
nice.
speak about it.
Sense of history and culture.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And a lot of stories behind it.
Absolutely,
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
And we'll get to know about the culture and tradition today because she's, as I said, the choreographer of Ghoomar, which is a Rajasthani folk dance. And also, in my opinion, she's very traditional as well as very modern. So I always learn a lot from her.
Amazing.
So today, I'm so happy to learn a lot for the camera as well. So thank you so much. First off, for the audience who don't know about you, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
I am Jyothi and I belong to the northern part of India, which is Uttarakhand.
I see.
And so if we have to give our introduction in brief, so I say I'm a holy person from the holy hills.
Oh, wow.
So it's like Badrinath, Kedarnath, Dehradun, Mussoorie. That all comes in Uttarakhand. But born and brought up in Mumbai,
I see.
Maharashtra. So, but my parents made sure that we speak, all siblings, we speak Gadwali, which is our native language. And we know all the culture and the rituals and everything. So I am from Gadwal, born and brought up in Maharashtra, and doing an art form which belongs to Rajasthan, which is the western part of India. So it's a very different kind of combination. I'm a trained Kathak dancer, which is a classical dance form. But when I did my, in school, I was in class 9th. I was participating in a dance ballet, and the dance ballet was about this particular queen of Rajasthan.
Wow.
And it's a very famous story. It is known as Senani, which is, Senani means a gift to remember with. So I will just briefly tell you the story about it. That she gets married and she was very pretty. So when she came home, and on the first night when her husband saw her and she was so pretty and he was mesmerized looking at her, and there he gets a note saying that there's some war and he must go, and he was like, I can't, and she was like really surprised. She said, how can you not? So he said, you are so pretty and I have not even seen you properly, and we have not even spoken. So she was really ashamed that because of me, my husband is saying no to his duties. So she said, okay, fine, you give me your sword, I'll give you my bangles and I'll go fight.
Amazing.
So he was embarrassed and he said, how dare you talk to me like this? And he just left. And then once he reached the battlefield, he was still missing her, my wife was so pretty, I couldn't even spend time and couldn't even speak anything. So he sent somebody saying that ask her to send her a senani, something
A
gift, which I'll look at it and I'll be like, remember her. So when the messenger reached, she was so ashamed and embarrassed that I am the person because of whom my husband is not able to focus in
concentrate
battle.
on battle.
Yeah. So can you believe what she did? She cut her head and sent. But there's no distraction.
Wow.
So that is the scene. It's a very famous real.
That's shocking.
Yes. And when he saw her head, he was so devastated. But then he said, now what can be done? So they say, as the story says, it says that he just took her hair and he tied her head on his chest and he fought and he won the battle. Wow. So I was in class 9th.
Okay.
And I was the queen in that dance ballet. And I was so shocked and I was so mesmerized. And I said, how courageous and proud this woman is that, for her, her state comes, the fight for the people, good, everything that comes first. And since then, I was so attracted to Rajasthan and the Rajput women and the Ghoomar. The Ghoomar was, for the first time I saw
very brave.
Yes. And I was like, always. So when, back in 1988, when my sister came and she said that, I have met somebody who's doing the authentic Ghoomar and she is a queen, she's a princess. And I said, I have to meet her. So I saw her show on TV. And then when I met her, she said that do some, footwork if you are capable to do this. And being a Kathak dancer, I could do those steps. And she said, okay, fine, do it. And when I joined her academy, I just felt that I'm home. So
destiny, maybe.
Yes. And then I left my Kathak, I left my other folk dances. I used to do Gujarati folk dances. I left everything and I just felt home. And later, after a year or two, she just one day asked that, what was it that, you are from Uttarakhand and you are doing this Rajasthani, why? So I told her that this has happened. And she said, do you know, ye kahani, the story where the state which this belongs to is my state. It's from Kishanganj. And I was like,
destiny.
Destiny. I'm like, I witnessed something, I be a part of something. When I'm like, 13, 14, and I meet this person when I'm like 20 years old, 7 years ago, I didn't even know. And here I was.
Wow.
So then, since then, Ghoomar, and it's been like 36, 37 years, I'm continuing doing Ghoomar, trying to revive what she did. And it's a responsibility now, she's no more. So it's a responsibility that what she wanted people to know.
I think I haven't heard that.
We never spoke about this.
Yeah. How nice. How nice.
Very nice. Good to know. And how long have you practiced in Rajasthan?
Not in Rajasthan. My guru, Rajmata Sahiba, she was called Maharani Sa then because her husband was still alive. So she was based in Mumbai. And when she established this academy, she got very restless seeing that the form is getting distorted. This dance form, Ghoomar, belongs to the princesses and queens of Rajasthan. Whenever I speak like this, people say that you are casteist. I say, no, I'm not. Because we need to understand that every caste and clan has their kind of upbringing, the way they live, the kind of food they eat, the kind of costumes they wear, their jewelry, the way they talk. Everything depends on the work which they are doing in life. And that is how that establishes their personality, their culture, and the way they dance, singing. The way they talk, the way they walk. So she saw that it is getting distorted. And it's a very common thing that nowadays for us, the kings and queens are the Bollywood stars or the film actors or anything. So whatever they do, we want to do that. Back then, whatever queens and kings are doing, the layperson wanted to do that as well.
So, models, as it were, of society.
So in spite of having their own dance forms, the way, there was no TV, no nothing. So how they would unwind was gather together in the evening and dance. Festivities are there. This person is getting married. And how would one not dance? It's a myth. Then the queens and the princesses never dance. No. They did dance and they danced beautifully. So when she saw that post-independence, the kings and queens are not there, and their perks and everything is also gone. So, and the dance form also started getting distorted. People had not witnessed it because they never danced for public. As she would tell us that once in a year, the fort doors were open for everybody, only women.
To come in.
To come inside the section where the women were there, the ladies section. That was the beginning of the year, Tej, it is known as Gangaur festival. That happens after Holi. And that was the time the women folks from the state, they would come and they would witness how the queens and princesses are celebrating the festivity and how they would dance, the Ghoomar and Nach both. So when you are dancing with them, then you would know the detailing. But when you are watching them like this, then definitely you want to come back home and say, ki, I know how they dance. I saw how she was dancing. And you would also try doing it. But since there's nobody to correct you, then no, you don't have to dance this, you have to dance this. So they dance the way they would, the way their body function and their understanding of dance. Gradually, that also stopped our post-independence because then the families became smaller and the festivities were not celebrated how it was initially. So then everybody started dancing the way they wanted to dance. Then entertainment, TV came, then the films became more influential. So she said ki the fort, the palaces which were my house, which were our houses, are open for public. It has become museum. People buy a ticket and they are looking around what was there, and they keep guessing, oh, your bedroom, this must have been the bedroom, this must have been the kitchen, and the guide is saying whatever. And even in a big frame, our costume is put. If you go to any fort, you will see costume, what the queens wore, their jewelry, the king, the kids and everything. She said, everything is out there, but not the beautiful part, which was our dancing, which came from our heart, it was not like this that I'm happy, dance for me, on behalf of me. No, it was not like this that, this festivity is there and, it happens. I'm like small child also, and even us also, we will not know any lyrics, but when we are happy, we start humming any tune. May not have heard anywhere, but we start singing, dancing. So she said, this is how we also did. So I just decided that I have to come out and let the world know that how the princesses and queens danced. So she established this academy for this purpose. So, and she was based in Mumbai. So everybody was like, first of all, everybody had objection in the royalty circle. They said, how can a queen run a dancing class?
Why not?
No, but according to the protocols here, so they were like, how? You shouldn't. So she said, I don't. Because when I dance, first of all, I'm not going to go out on stage. I understand the protocols and the limitations which we have. I will know. I'm not going out and dancing, but I want to teach. And that I will, because when I dance, I'm with my God. I do not care who's watching, who's not. So, and she was based in Mumbai. So that is how the academy was in Mumbai. And she said, anybody can come and learn, whoever is willing to learn. She never took a single rupee from us to teach dancing. Never. She never run classes. She said, I don't want to make it commercial. So we also still till date, we don't run offline or online classes because we don't want to make it like, okay, fine, come. We want people who are serious and genuine enough to understand the culture and dance. So I learned it here in Mumbai.
And that's how I also learned from you.
Really?
Yes.
That's how we actually
Somebody, it's very interesting. Somebody just sent me a video of she doing that song Pinga. She and Charu. Two of them. And I was so happy looking at them because they dance so beautifully and all the steps and everything. So I just looked into that and I sent that video to Sanjay Leela Bansali. He's a good friend of mine. And I said, just look at them. And he saw the video and he sent me a message back saying that these Japanese girls are very good, they are beautiful, they are dancing beautifully. And then I said that these girls must know that the director of the film has appreciated their effort. So I just went back and I found her email address and I said, I must send the email. Then I said, oh, then I looked, usually how we talk. And I said, she has so many followers, will she even read my email? So then I said, let me take a chance. So I framed the email and saying that, I've done this Ghoomar song and this is how I sent and all that. And that's it. Yes. And one day passed, second, 3 days, 1 week, and I said, oh my God, she doesn't have busy lady and big person. I said, "Okay, chalo, youngsters nowadays, okay, forget it." Yeah. After a couple of months, I was like, this is pretty rude, like a week, 2, a month,
a few months,
and she has still not. So I started checking, no revert. I said, okay, fine. Then I said, when did I send? So I went to my sent folder and started searching and I could not find. And I said, did I even send? Then I went to my draft and there the mail was right. And I was like, oh my God, I've been thinking this way. So I sent the mail writing this, that hello Mayo, I thought I have sent you a mail and I have been thinking like this about you, but this is what it is. And can you believe within 24 hours her mail was there to me and saying, and then she even sent a message that yes, for sure we would like to learn Ghoomar. And since then we are like,
I know.
And how many years ago was it?
I think 3 years.
Yeah, 3-4 years. It was between COVID.
Yeah.
So I
During
received
COVID.
the email and I was surprised because, the choreographer of Ghoomar dance, like obviously I replied as soon as possible. And then we learned online because, flying was not an option during COVID-19.
That was my first time I taught something online. And then I realized that no, this cannot be taught online. So then later, we did 2 or 3 sessions and then I asked my daughter to dance and I recorded and I sent. And I said, and they had also done their homework. But later when they made the video also, it was beautiful. They danced beautifully. I sent them poshak and I sent them a video how to wear it also. They wore it and they were looking so pretty. And then again, I sent that to Sanjay. And I said, Sanjay said, they have really danced beautifully. So
it's my honor.
Mayo, I have to say this again.
Okay.
That, in spite of watching that dance again and again, even in India, people have not danced so gracefully and so traditionally the way you two danced. So that, good marks to you.
Oh, she's amazing.
Thank you very much.
She's amazing.
And then after all that, I flew to Mumbai after COVID and then I wanted to thank her.
Wow.
And then she was like, stay.
Yes,
so
yes.
I stayed there for 1 week. And then she said 1 week was not enough. So
Correct.
come for a month next time.
Wow.
And then,
But how beautiful is that?
Now, could you share your experience of choreographing and creating the Ghoomar from Padmavat?
It was like we practiced with her for 15 days.
I see.
Sanjay was
15, full 15.
No, not full 15, 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
A day.
But,
Okay.
but Sanjay was very particular that I want, because he had seen our dance form back in 2003. He had come for a show and he saw the different kind of Ghoomar and Naach. So he said, he went and spoke to my guru saying that, Ki Rajendra sir, anytime if I'm doing this dance in my film, would you choreograph? And she loved his work. So she said, definitely I will. So when he approached us, by then she was no more. She passed away in 2013. In 2016, when he approached, so I said, she's no more. So he said, but I want this form. So will you do it? So I said, okay, fine, I'll try my level best. So when beforehand he made me listen to the song and he said, this is how it has to be. What is the ritual? And so when it comes to culture, you must know this fact also that even today, when a Rajput girl gets married and comes to her in-laws' place, the very first thing which she does, she dances.
Oh, wow.
And it is such a beautiful, that is what my guru was disturbed with, that people say that princes and queens don't dance. We do. The very first thing which we come to our in-laws' house, it is not like for public, it is within the ladies section, but she comes and dances. Now, just understand the thought behind it. You are, now it is different, but in olden days, you are coming from different state. You speak different language. And here you are coming as a queen or whoever in that house. There are so many unknown people. So they used to come, the bride used to come with her own staff also, like 10, 20 maids and all. So when you come and when you dance, first of all, you are connected with him. And then when you are dancing, you don't have any inhibitions, you know. You are little free and you dance. So, you know, you let go of all that hesitation and how do I do this? How do I do that? When you dance, you relax a little bit. Only then you can dance. So when you're dancing and then first the bride dances and then other women come and they dance. So that is how, you know, the breaking the ice. This was the beautiful thing what
that's
they
tradition.
did. Yes, that is tradition. And till date that is being done. That, you know, when the bride goes to her in-laws place.
When you get married. Huh? Sorry. Was that secret? No, but
no, she knows.
She knows.
Obviously, she knows. Yeah.
No, but that's something that you can look forward to. Maybe.
Yes. So he said, I just want all those things. So even in the film, this is how it has been presented, that the new bride has come and she'll be doing her first dance in the house. So he said, I want all the authentic steps. So what you will see in that song, none of the step is like this, that which was been thought and then created. No. He used to call the dhol wala, it's a percussion, it's a round, big instrument like this. And they would record, he would say dance. And I would dance and they would record all the movements and whatever movements he liked. He said, okay, fine, this is how we should go about it. So then after that, it was taught to Deepika. And there was another person, because he said, we want people to learn and dance. And, you know, do you have academy or girls, so many girls that they can... I said, no, in our academy, everybody is joined with us with passion to dance this way. So he said, okay, fine, then we'll have to hire other dancers and all. So when we presented this, so then he added Kriti Mahesh. And then I had to teach her first that because the kind of Ghoomar which she knows was not
different.
What is very different. So he said, no, Jyothi, you have to teach her first. So then I taught her first. Then she gathered her team was there. Then other girls were there. So then teaching Deepika, and Deepika is very professional and very sincere kind of dancer and actor. Even a wrist is taking this turn. So she would ask, why this? Because it's not basically a 1, 2, 3 dance. It's a complete culture. So then I would tell her that why the wrist is going only this much and not this. Jerk is not there. Why the hand movement is like this and not this. So all those detailings, she would ask questions, she would learn. So she was being told how to do your footwork. So, you know, when you are dancing, so your waist should not go right and left, but it has to be genuine, which comes with your footwork. So, as Rajmata sir, my director my guru used to say, that a person from royal family is being taught that this is how you should sit, this is how you should laugh, this is how you should walk. So when she's supposed to dance, she cannot go
too much,
and she would not dance like this. She will dance like this only, the way she's supposed to smile, walk and everything. So this one who is doing Ghoomar must understand that. So when it comes to teaching any kind of dance form to these artists also, so we have to give them the briefing, you know, because not everybody knows the briefing of any dance form. So telling them the briefing, so there are certain artists who understand and who want to know. But then there are certain artists, they just say, what is it? 1, 2, 3, okay, fine, I'll do this, tack, and they just go. So that we can see in their performance also. So it was, we taught her, and then Sanjay also shot it in a good span of 10, 11 days. And he was very particular that the authentic form should be seen right there on screen.
Amazing.
It's like that.
Amazing. It's like there's so much thinking and effort and a lot more than appears to the eye.
Yes,
you know
yes,
what I mean?
yes,
That's
yes,
much
yes,
deeper.
Yes. And he was very particular because I told him that when it comes to Ghoomar is a group dance and it is only done in a circle. You cannot have lines like this or one line going here and then two people crossing. So if you will see the song again, the complete song is in a circle only. Either it's a huge one circle and Deepika in the center, or there are 5 circles, 1 in center and 4 otherwise. So he followed all those instructions also, for which I really give him credit. So he followed the protocols and everything. He said, no, I want the authentic form. and this is how it should be. And hats off to Deepika, she learnt it, and she was very particular. She never cribbed that my lehenga is too heavy and the jewelry is poking, because the jewelry was pretty pokey, and she used to put band-aids and everything.
Really?
Jewelry here also, such heavy jewelry everywhere on head. The ghagra skirt was also very heavy. So she managed.
It was collective effort.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
result was amazing. Yes.
Thank you.
So dance is a spiritual practice, right?
Yes.
In many cultures and traditions, and it can be a way to connect with the divine, shall we say, the
Absolutely.
gods, okay? And experience oneness with the universe and achieve, some say, spiritual enlightenment. So what are your thoughts on this as a choreographer, as a dancer?
What you said is absolutely correct, because I even do workshops saying dance, it's my time. Because when you are dancing, believe me, I don't know how much you dance, but she knows it and I know it, and whoever dances. When we are dancing, we are not thinking about our work. We gradually get disconnected with what is happening around. So all we are doing is we are connected within and we are dancing. At that point of time, unless and until you have to do a certain choreography and you have to do a presentation, that is a different thing. But once you have learnt it, then it is there in your muscle memory. And when it comes to this, I'm talking about not only folk, but even the classical dance form. Once you know it, then you don't have to think. It happens automatically. And when it comes to my guru, my Ghoomar guru, she was Rajmata Govardhan Kumari ji of Santrampur. She made it a point that first of all, we learn the songs. And we must understand the meaning of song.
Interesting.
Specifically in when it comes to folk, it's like those women or men, they never sang a song thinking about it. They sang their life through the song. So when they are singing their life, they don't have to be told that after this you do this. No, it will come automatically. They don't have to think 2, 3. No, it comes
It's natural,
automatically.
naturally.
Yes, and specifically in folk, when you are dancing, the person who belongs to that particular caste, clan, and the work which they are doing, you will see those kind of movements in their dance. Like if you, this is the best example we always give. My guru also used to give that when you go see bhangra, that they are dancing like this. They dance like this. They dance like this. These are the movements. What is it basically? The people who do bhangra, most of them are farmers. So when they are doing this, so when they have cut the harvest, they have harvested. All they do is they pick it up and they throw it like this. When they're cutting also, harvesting also, they hold it like this and second hand comes like this. So when they are dancing, that this comes naturally.
It's natural.
So it's a movement. And this also comes. And since their foundation, the geographical conditions are very stern, very stable. So that is why they can dance open like this. They can jump around and all. But this you will not see when you go to hills, because hills it's not possible. So in every geographical condition, whoever is dancing, first of all, because the songs are something which their life is all about, whether the husband is away or whether the crop was fine or no, or some festivity since the songs are like that, so those songs have come from within. And adding on to that, you are expressing through your body language, your movements. So definitely you cannot think about what is happening, who's watching, who's looking at me. No, you're dancing within. When you're connected within, so who's inside you? Who's within you? Almighty. So
amazing.
Yes.
Well, this is such a beautiful thing that I never realized that this was related to farming. It's a very interesting thing.
Yes. You look at some dancer and you feel so good. And you look at some, yes, you feel the connection. And then there are some dancers, you look at them and you don't feel, you just feel, okay, fine. The reason, how the dancer is feeling within. If they are dancing
that is in expression.
For themselves, it's a different thing. But if they are just dancing, they saw how many claps, who's whistling, who's appreciating, gone.
It's more genuine. It's more divine in a sense.
Yes.
Something I really have to keep in mind, because
Yes.
I, as an influencer, I dance on social media. For me, it's very interesting because I can get to try many dance forms. But at the same time, I feel like, am I doing justice to dance? Like, this is always a conflict for me. And I want to ask you this, that in 2024, everyone uses social media and everyone dance on social media. And in a way, for example, when people are dancing Ghoomar for Instagram Reel, and then in a way, it's spreading Ghoomar dance. It's kind of preserving, but also, as you
Changing.
said, if someone is dancing without learning properly, it's also destroying the dance form.
Absolutely.
So what's your view and opinion on that?
See, as me being a part of the academy and how my guru has taught me, our work is to revive and preserve. There are times when people end up saying that, you're being conservative. It's okay. Change is good. Change is the most consistent thing. Change is good, but at the same time, we must see at what cost. If we are destroying our basic roots, then the change is not good. We should keep evolving, we should keep changing, but we should keep our roots intact. So when everything happens, there are times when people send their reels and say that, this is how I have seen. So the most unfortunate part, that people dance solo and say, I'm doing Ghoomar. But the fact is this, that Ghoomar is a group dance. It's a group dance.
And it's a women's only dance,
Yes,
right?
it's only women. Now, unfortunately, even in Rajasthan, there are men who are teaching Ghoomar, which, with all due respect, I do not agree to.
Because it's
like
not
this.
the tradition.
Exactly. And it's not just about the tradition. It's like, let women dance their dance and let men dance their dance. If everybody is doing everything, then, what is the beauty? If in a garden, we have only roses, after some time, you're not going to like flowers. We have only one quality. So the difference should be maintained and balanced, which should be. It is something very natural. So when people send, so I keep trying making reels, and for me the biggest compliment is that when people say that, looking at you dancing, you reminded me of my grandmother,
beautiful.
maternal or paternal, or my mother, and that is the biggest compliment for me, because that says that what I'm doing is right. If you want to dance, fine, but if you want to have a khichdi, it has to be dal and rice. But if you want to add this also and that also and everything inside it, then it's not khichdi anymore. So let's keep those different things, different flavors together, and it should be able to pop out differently. So that is why when what you are saying, I understand that, Mayo. But if you will see my page, I stick to what I'm supposed to be doing, so that at least people remember that, okay, fine, because this is something which is going on. There will be a time that when people will say, okay, fine, what we are doing is fine, but what is the resource? What is the root of it? At that point of time, they will say, okay, fine. So one should experiment, explore. Fusion is also fine. But when you are doing a fusion also, you should be able to distinctively say that this is one and this is two. And now they have come together. But if everybody is dancing the same acrobatics and all those latka, jhatka and this, so it's not fun.
No, I always like to say everything evolves.
Yes.
But there has to be some principles in that evolution.
Absolutely.
We know the values has to be there. But I think this really brings me nicely onto my next question, is what is dance for you? Without dance, will there be no life as such? No dance, no life.
Absolutely. For me, it's like that only. For me, dance is like, I breathe dancing. So when I was to get married and when the proposal had come, so when I met him, so I said, see, I breathe dancing. And for me, if there's no dance, I don't know how I'm going to survive. So because he's a Rajput from Rajasthan, and I know by then I had already, it was like 4 years of me being in the academy. So through the academy, I had learned a lot about the Rajput clan and how they are particular that the women of the family should not go out and dance in public places. So I said, ki if your parents are going to say, and if this ritual is going to be followed in your family, that, the daughter-in-law cannot dance and teach and all that, so I will say no to you. I cannot marry you. So he said, no worries. My family is from defense and they are very modern,
open,
and they are very open-minded. And what you are teaching and what you are dancing is something which belongs to us only. The Rajputs, Rajputana dance form. So it's absolutely. So I said, "Okay." So when I met my in-laws, they were also like very happy. But of course, when we dance, so we cover our face and dance. So I was always little hesitant to dance in front of my...
But you had your mirror.
To check out.
So in front of my father-in-law, I had never danced. And I was very conscious also. But then my mother-in-law had seen me dancing. So one day she told me that, your father-in-law should see. I said, I don't know. Like I was a little conscious about it. So we were at my sister's place and there was some event and everybody, Jyothi, dance. So as I always do, I did my pallu and covered my face and I started dancing. So my mother-in-law sent my elder daughter and she said, go call your father, Dada Sahab, grandfather. So suddenly I'm dancing, I take a circle and there I see my father-in-law standing and there and he's, it is called Nyochawar. That is, a person takes some amount of money and takes around the person's head and is given to whoever is playing music. So he is doing that Nyochawar and I was like, okay, fine. And then later he said, Beta, bahut acha dance kar tumhare. Like, you really dance well. So I was like,
amazing.
While listening to you, you are already, dancing on the chair, like you're making expressions in hands and all. I really love your expression. First of all, you also create only expression reel, which is amazing because for me, I grew up dancing classical dance ballet, which is Western dance form, and expression is there, but the technique are everything, like more important. But in my opinion, Indian dance is more about expressions and you have great expressions. Like I can't imitate. So could you explain like how important it is in Indian dance and how you have practiced and how I can learn in future?
See, when it comes to the folk dances, in folk dances, face is never important because that is done for your own self. In Sanskrit they say Swanta Sukhai. That is for your own happiness. Therefore, that is for your own, to feel joy within. You dance. So that is why there are no expressions when it comes to any folk dance in India. But then the folk dances, the folk dances specifically done to entertain people, that you will see having certain expressions because that is to entertain people. Now when it comes to classical form is again for entertaining people. So that is why, since they have to depict a story, whether it is from history or whether it is from some story from my god and goddesses, Radha, Krishna, everything. So then they must have expressions. Unfortunately, nowadays people have started focusing so much of expressions that the expressions have become loud, but the feeling is dead. So that is why I make those small reels, that just to make again aware that less is better. So instead of like
less is more.
Less is more. So when we are like instead of doing doing this, you can just do. That is also when people are dancing, they go doing this. Instead of doing this, what looks elegant is like.
I really love it.
So even if this is suppose if I'm saying that my beloved, you please come here. So now since people are woke and they just so what is wrong? I can call, come here, do this, do that. When you are when you do it very gracefully and in very small gesture, it becomes a little more sensuous. This is what I feel.
Nice.
So instead of saying if I just do.
No, so it's beautiful.
So it's beautiful. And not everybody should know that I'm calling somebody. The person who knows that I'm calling that only that. That is more than enough. You know? So like, even if you're angry, instead of doing, you just do, that is more. You have conveyed your message.
Yes.
So that is what I'm trying to tell people, that, you know, just doing this and more than enough.
No, but you know, the last, maybe 1-2 minutes, I've learned a lot. Like it's like, no, because the expression is so important.
Very important.
So I always ask this question to all the guests. So who are the 3 most influential people in your life?
See, I don't have big names.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the most influential 3 people, first of all, coming them to 3 is, first of all, is my my mother. She's the most modern person I have ever seen in my life. And then second is my guru, from whom I learned this. And third is my mother-in-law. These 3 women have given me so much in my life, and they have taught me so much in my life that, you know, I don't have to go out, see who is going to. They have given, like, they opened the door for me in a very different way. Like my mother, when it comes to my mom, she was a homemaker. I always saw her wearing a sari. But she's the most modern person I've seen, that, you know, who's home, but she is aware of what is happening in the society. She always gave us apt suggestions, and she helped us take correct decisions as well. She never stopped us. I mean, I'm from a very big family. She knows it. We are 9. We are 9 sisters and 1 brother. So we are 10 of us, 10 siblings. But we were never stopped saying that you are a girl, you cannot do this. For that, I have to give credit to my parents, my father and mother both. Apart from studies, they made sure that we are learning something or the other when it comes to whether dancing or singing or playing instrument or doing paintings, whoever had whatever interest. When it comes to my guru, she was the one, in spite of being from a royal family, she is the only lady from a royal family who had the courage to break that, you know, limitations, and she stepped out and she said, no, I want to teach this dance form to people, and I want them to know how we danced. When it comes to my mother-in-law, she was the one, she said, you know so much, you have talent, you teach, don't sit at home. First, you are taking care of your kids and everything, but after that, in your free time, don't sit at home. Otherwise, you will be like, you know, constantly, you will be disturbing yourself and you will be disturbing people around you. So have courage, go out and work whatever you want to do. So I get little time, so I do TV serials or act also. So she was the one, start doing that. So I would be like, you know, at times go a little lazy, saying that, "Nahi, mummy, you know, I just want to be, kids are studying, they're smaller. My husband was staying abroad." So she said, whatever it is, when they are in school, use those hours and do some work. So she made sure that I'm not sitting just like that and I'm working and I'm doing something or the other. And the best part, she never made me feel that I'm someone from outside. She took me, she embraced me in her family, and she said, everywhere in the world it happens that, you know, people ask the mother and say, how's your daughter-in-law? What does she do? Is she adjusting? Is she doing this? And she'd be like, whatever she is, whoever she is, she's mine now. She's a part of my family. And what happens in my family remains in my family. Neighbors would be like, "Are you never gossip about your daughters-in-law, you know. You should let her." She said, for me, they are best. I don't have any complaints about it. They have come from some other house. They have left their parents.
But
they're part of my family now. I don't have any complaints. They are listening to me. They are happy here, period. So, you know, this kind of understanding is very rare now. And that is why I personally feel that both the daughters-in-law, we never had to fight saying that, oh my God, this is what I want to do. No, because we were given all the freedom.
Beautiful.
So that is why I just say that these 3 women, I learned a lot, and they made me who I am today. So
also, that's why your daughters are also amazing.
Yeah. I should give little credit to my husband also.
Of course. It's always.
By the way, every time these kind of questions, I always praise them. And then, you know, he says, भाई मैं भी, I mean, like, even I exist. I say yes, even you. So little credit to him also.
Yes. Oh,
Okay, so madam, my final question is in two parts. So one is, what advice do you have somebody who wants to learn how to dance, a young person, whether the person may be in India or around the world, because our podcast, everybody from around the world are listening in and watching. What advice do you have for these young people who wish to learn? And the second thing is, since your art form is very special and very traditional, and as we were talking about earlier about this divine, it's a very sacred, it's the dance of the gods, it's royalty, right?
Yes.
How is this Indian dance form different from any other international dance form? I just want you to explain a little bit of that.
Okay, first we'll
The
start
young,
youngsters. First thing which they must understand, that when you are learning any art form, whether it is dancing or anything, they must know that they know nothing. If your glass is full and you are going there, nobody can pour anything else in that glass. So even if you are a very good Kathak dancer or a very good whatever kind of dancer, but if you go there with thinking that, okay, fine, I know this, then there are so many logical questions in your mind, and then you will not be able to learn. So if you want to learn any art form, first of all, you must learn how to compartmentalize. If you know Kathak, if you know Western, leave it aside. You have come to learn something different. So for that, your slate has to be clean. So that is why when we conduct workshop also, so our first class is always gone in making them unlearn from what they already know.
Interesting.
Because if you don't know anything and then you start learning, then it is much easier for you to learn. Because in Bharatnatyam, you might dance like this. In Kathak, you dance like this. In Ghoomar, you are dancing like this. These are two. But if you say, no, in Bharatnatyam, I am so used to this. If you are used to this and if you cannot let go of this and this, then you cannot learn. So you have to let go of what you learn, what you have learned, and then unlearn and then learning. Yes. Then only you can learn and surrender. Surrender to what is being taught to you, because unless and until it goes inside you, you will not be able to express. It's very important, because if I don't understand the songs which I am dancing on, I cannot, my body with, that is why my guru was very particular that you must learn. There are some songs which are of festivity. So, then the bounce in the body is different, because you understand that I'm talking about, my beloved has come, and if there's a song, Shringar Ras, which is like when you are in closer proximity with your beloved. So what emotions you have, that is known as Shringar. So if you understand those lyrics, only then you will be, when you are expressing, when you are dancing, your body will move accordingly. When it is a sad song, sad expression saying that, my beloved is so far. At that point of time, you cannot jump and dance. Then the body has to be like, hand has to go down or whatever. The movement has to be like that. So people need to understand, and that will come only when you surrender yourself to that art form.
Beautiful.
So otherwise you will not, because if you don't understand, you will not be able to dance, because otherwise you'll dance the same. So this understanding everybody has to have. Now when it comes to how our dance form is different, as I said, every caste and clan and every culture has their way of expressing certain things. Food, clothing, the way we behave. Like for me, sitting like this is also respectful. But if you go to a royal family, a royalty will not sit like this. They will not even sit with their back. They will always sit like this, There's a particular posture when they are walking also. So what is there in their DNA, their structure, their body will always show in their dance form also. So we have to appreciate the different aspects of life in different culture. People who stay in hills, they will dance according to their geographical conditions, the belief and their cultural system. So when it comes to classical, they have discipline. When it comes to folk, there's no discipline as such, there's spontaneity. When it comes to royalties dancing, it's a combination of discipline and spontaneity. This is how we can say we can differentiate. And I personally feel that we should be able to differentiate, and we should keep everything separately. So when I'm putting a rose, when I'm putting a lily, when I'm putting a different tulip or anything, I should be able to differentiate. These are different shades and these are different flowers. So when it comes to, again, our dance, we must understand the culture first, how these women stayed, why they danced this way, because this dance form is not of 2024. It's like somewhere 1100 some or 1200 something or 1504 or something like that. Those times we didn't have safety pins or hairpins. And the kind of clothes which they wore had gold, real gold and everything, heavy clothes. And when they are dancing, first of all, it's for them to feel good about it. It's not for entertainment. That they would not sit and watch TV. It was to the communities coming together. Whenever you are dancing, there's some celebration. Child is born, or a new bride has come, or the king has won a war. He's come back. So those kind of songs, if you will listen, in which they are praising the king that he's done. But again, in those, there are a couple of songs. It's known as Badhawa. With Badhawa is like congratulating somebody or celebration. But at the same time, the tune is such that you feel a little sad also. So one of the days I asked my guru, I said, this is a celebration song that the king has come back. And the song is about Gud Baato He Sakhi Dadiyan Diyan. That time, like the kind of sweet which they have mentioned is also not something laddu or peda. Jaggery, it's that old. So they are saying, let's distribute jaggery because my husband has come as victorious and all that. And I'm so happy that I am going to put pearls, moti and chokupurao in my house. I'm going to spread pearls to, welcome him. So I said, while it is a happy song, but still there's something which, it pinches our heart and we feel little sad. One streak of sadness is there. So she said, our musician was also there. She said, they have come back, but there are so many who have not come back.
I see.
They sacrificed their life for the victory. So while the women are happy and all, but then there are so many who are sad also. Of course, they have suppressed their emotions at that point of time. That is why the slight streak of sadness is also there.
It's very deep, but it's very, very real.
Yes, very real, very real. So when it comes to those songs, those dances, it's not just those songs and dances. Nobody sat and wrote. As I said, they sang their life through the song. So if you understand the culture, how they lived, then you will be able to understand the dance and the songs. And when you do that, that is how we become different from rest.
Amazing.
I mean, it's
a lot to learn.
Right?
I
mean, see, I think now that when we watch something, I think we will see the dance form in a much different, deeper way.
Thank you so much. We had a lot to learn and it was amazing. Thank you so much for your
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wishing you the best, and I think
thank you.
I think all the listeners and people who watch our podcast will be able to learn and appreciate the deeper side of dance. So thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
घर जाके खिचड़ी खाएंगे